Hey, what's up, my Clash Bros? I'm Marcus with Epic Life Gaming. Thank you guys for coming back for another video. So this video is going to be the new update of 2015. This is a fresh year for Supercell, and it has plenty of time for them to come out with new updates. And this is a collection of my ideas that I have thought of and spent the last few days going over and thinking of great ideas that Clash of Clans could add to their game. So this is going to be my 2015 wish list, and I'm going to have some Clan War gameplay in the background, and we're just kind of going to go over all these new ideas that I have thought of. Now, some people say, you know, hey, this guy thought of this idea. I mean, they have a whole forum dedicated to new ideas, but these are literally all from my own head. So these are all my ideas. I'm sorry if someone else has thought of these, but I kind of looked over everything, and none of these are like exactly like other people have said. So first set of ideas that I'm going to go over is the new troops that I think that Supercell could add to the game. The first one is going to be called Jackal, and this guy is going to have around the same health of a giant and attack speed of the goblin. This will be a guy that will go around and attack all the buildings around the base, and at 50% he goes invisible for a brief amount of time, so that way he can add a little bit more damage without being attacked. And I think this would add a great new element to the game, and you can upgrade him for more health, attack, and longer invisibility. So I think the Jackal would be a great addition to the game. Demolisher, this guy would do more damage the more damage that he takes. So he starts off attacking slow and doing small amount of damage, but as he gets attacked more and more and loses more and more health, he attacks at higher DPS. So he'd have to have the same health and speed of a golem and at the max damage of a dragon. So I think this guy would be awesome. Another, tank of a troop that Supercell could add to the game. The Demolisher. I think this is a great idea. All right, so for my next troop that I think would be called the Blimp. Now, other people have came up with this idea, but not its attack that I think it should have. Basically, when you go into battle, you pick one defense that you would like for it to take out. So just like a lightning spell, when you drop it down at the beginning of an attack to take out a mortar or air defense, you would pick it to take out one defense, and it would slowly fly in and try to take out that defense. And it can only take out one defense, and that's it. And then it flies out of the base. So it moves really slowly, just like the balloon would, and have the health of a golem. And basically, it would go in, try to take out that defense, but if it wasn't able to take out the defense and gets shot down before it takes it out, oh well, that's it. And it'd have to have about 30, troop spots for it to take the same as the golem, because you wouldn't want too many of these guys to be, on your attack strategy. This, I have not seen this thought of, but I think this would be great. You pick, just like the lightning spell, you just pick one defense to take out. It tries to take it out, and if it does, great, it flies on out. And if it doesn't, oh well, that was a waste of a blimp. Another troop idea I think would be the Tremors. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's an old classic, and it made me think of the idea of having a troop that goes underground and goes around, and it cannot be attacked while it's underground, and it would come up and only attack defenses, and it can only be shot at once it was above ground. So once it's above ground and starts attacking a defense, then it can be shot at by other defenses. So it basically move kind of like the Hog Riders would, but move underground. These guys would have lower health than the Hog Riders, but the same attack strength as the Hog Riders. So I think that would be pretty cool. A unit, it's not too strong, but it does attack well and would do great in numbers, but it has very low health. So once they're above ground, then they would be able to be taken out. I think this would be pretty cool if they added this. The next troop idea is the Shocker. So there is not a lot of support troops in the game. You basically have the healer, and that's the only support troop in the game. all the other troops, you know, their tanks or whatever, the shocker would be used as another support troop. It's the same thing, same idea as the healer. It flies around, so as an air troop, and follows troops like the healer does, and will have the same stats as a healer. Won't be able to do any damage, can be shot at once, you know, by any air defenses or archer towers, and can't do anything on its own, but it follows troops around and shocks one defense at a time. So basically, once all your troops are starting to attack in a defense, instead of healing the troops, the shocker would, you know, shock the defense, so that way it cannot do any damage to those troops. It would have to take 30 spaces because of how, you know, good this troop would be, but I think there needs to be more support troops in the game. Alright, so that's my list of new troops. Now let's move on to new spells. New spell that I think would be pretty cool is the multiplier. What it would do is you would drop it in a space where you have like barbarians or wizards, and it would make multiple of those troops inside that spell. Obviously, the spell wouldn't last too long, 5 to 10 seconds, and it would make multiple of those troops. So, you know, 2 wizards would turn into 4 wizards, 5 barbarians would turn into 10 barbarians, and you would upgrade to make more multiples. So level 1 would start off only making like 1 multiple, or a maximum of 5 or 10 multiples. And basically you could drop 5 barbarians, drop it down to make 5 more. I think this would be a pretty cool idea. Another spell idea would be the mirror. So I have seen this idea before, but not the way that I think it would be. So the mirror, what you would do is just like the free spell, you would pick a spot of defenses that are shooting at you currently, and you would drop it down on top of those defenses. And what it would do is reflect all their damage they're doing back onto themselves. So they would basically, like the lightning spell and the free spell, kind of a combination of the both, it would stop them from shooting at your troops for a brief amount of time, and it would start hitting themselves. You would upgrade this for more damage and longer duration. Alright, my next idea for a new spell would have to probably be a dark elixir spell. So dark elixir spells have been thought of, and I think this would be a great one to be a dark elixir spell. It is called the Undead. What it would do is it would bring back troops that have died in that specific area. So where you see tombstones, what you could do is drop it down in that area to bring back those troops back to life. You would start with about like 10 troop spaces. So you couldn't bring back a dragon, you couldn't bring back a P.E.K.K.A. So level 1, it would only be 10 troop spaces, and you would slowly upgrade it to work up to 30 troop spaces, and you would and it wouldn't last that long. So what you could also do is drop it in an area where you know your troops are going to die. So say right next to an Inferno tower, you could drop it down. It wouldn't last very long, about 5 to 10 seconds, and you would upgrade it for longer duration. And I think that would be a great idea. So just bring back troops that have died in that area. Start at 10 at level 1, work your way up to 30 spaces. So not about the amount of troops, but about the amount of spaces that they take up that they'd be able to bring back to life. Now, these different ideas that I have are just upgrades for the games to make it a better game overall. What you could do is add events and more single player missions. So Chief Pat is like starting a campaign for more single player missions, so I'm not going to indulge too much into that, but adding events to the game would be awesome. What they would do is each week it'd be a random event, and what you could do for some of them is you would start at Town Hall 1, have different, you know, defense based layouts, and work your way up to Town Hall 10 and getting more loot the higher you go. So basically it's like what the single player missions are. The higher you go, the more loot you would get and the stronger they get. But this would be different layouts every single week, and you work your way up to Town Hall 10. And you could have leaderboards to show people who have, you know, gone to level, you know, Town Hall 10, the amount of time it took them to defeat Town Hall 10. I think it'd be cool if they added the leaderboards for this also. But random events each week to keep people active, to keep people on this game and keep coming back for more. You could also do different challenges with different troop combinations. So basically it gives you a base and you have to destroy this base using a Balloonian strategy or an all dragon or all Valkyries or all wall breakers. You don't know. It'd just be a random event each week for us to do, and I think this would be pretty cool. You can even maybe do it daily or something like that to keep people coming back. It just needs to add, the single player missions was such a great idea, and they have not added to it since they brought it into the game. So they need to definitely add more single player missions, and I think the weekly events would be an awesome idea as well. Another good idea would be chat while you're searching. So this would definitely be a fan of all the Town Hall 10 champions or Town Hall 9, whatever. People up in champions where it takes them literally 20 minutes to find a match. Chat while you're searching, and it would be a very simple concept. So it's sitting there on the left hand side, click it, talk to people, but once the battle starts, it just goes away. It does it in other screens, so I don't know why it can't do it in, while you're searching. So basically, you have the 30 seconds. Once the 30 seconds started, it would go away, or once you dropped your first troop, it would go away. I think that's a big fan of all the people up in champions, and I wouldn't mind it either, just to keep in touch with people while I'm searching for bases. Another good one would be add resource bonuses for defense wins. You have it for when you attack somebody. Why don't you have it for when you win a defense? Because that's even a bigger accomplishment than winning an attack. And plus, it'd make people not have so many farming bases. Farming bases are really popular. I think more people would have defensive bases if you can gain loot off of stopping people from, starring your base. Another addition would be no troop selected when finding a match. Everybody hates it when they're looking around scouting a base and they accidentally drop a barbarian, and then there goes. You can either end the match and lose your 30 trophies or whatever, or just try to 3-star the base, and then you don't even 3-star the base, so you end up losing trophies anyway, and all your elixir and all your troops, and have to wait another 2 hours to reset up all your troops. I think not having any troops selected when finding a match would be great. Also, everybody hates the skip of a huge resource base. This would add a little graphics to win a raid that you find, say over 600,000. It would just come up, wow. Something like that. That would catch your attention, and you would maybe stop from pressing the skip button. Obviously, I'm a fan of this because I've done this over and over and over again. This probably won't be added, but I think it'd be great to add a pop-up to where it says something like wow or crazy or something like that to prevent you from skipping that base. All right, now let's get on to the new defenses. I only have 2 ideas because there's been a lot of ideas for different defenses. What you would have, the first one is the volcano. So what it would be is a splash damage building that shoots very slowly but does damage over time. So basically it would shoot a P.E.K.K.A. and do, 30 damage every 2 seconds for the next 10 seconds. And that's what it would do. It wouldn't do a high amount of damage at first, but it would slowly do damage over time. The volcano just splashing lava on different troops, just doing damage over time. I think that would be pretty cool. Obviously, upgrade it to do more damage and have higher health. And also another great defense would be the smoker. And what this would be, wouldn't be attack defense. So this would be the first of its kind, a defense that doesn't attack. What it would do is it would throw up smoke around itself once troops got in a certain area, and it would stop troops from attacking in the radius that the smoke is in. So what it would do, it would slow down the troops in that area, let all the other defenses hit that, hit all those troops. And while it only shoots probably, I would say, around 10 seconds, and the smoke would only last 2 or 3 seconds, but it would basically slow down the troops from attacking the base, and it would just keep throwing down smoke, wouldn't do any damage, but it would slow down the troops. And this would be a new defense of its kind, an original idea. I've never seen that idea ever. Maybe you guys have, but I haven't. I think the smoker would be awesome. And when you would get these defenses would be at Town Hall 11. So let's indulge into this. Town Hall 11 is the most infamous Town Hall I've ever seen. and it needs to happen this year. I honestly believe that it will be this year when it is released, and I think everybody's excited for it. Obviously, if you're Town Hall 7 or whatever, or 8, you're not too excited for it because you're not going to get there, in a week or two. Well, you could if you rushed your base, but you shouldn't do that. But Town Hall 11 ideas, I'm not going to go too in depth with this, but I'm just going to add my opinions just in case Supercell watches this, is I don't think you need to add another level to walls. I think what you need to do is just add more walls. So, because the walls are already so high leveled already, it takes millions and millions of loot to upgrade them. I don't think you need to add another level, but add more walls to Town Hall 11. You also would need to upgrade troops, so you would need, another level for witches, giants, wizards, and a few other troops as well. They would all need another level if you're going to add a Town Hall 11. You would also need upgrade for defenses, so all the defenses would basically need another upgrade, and you would need extra cannons, archer towers, mortars, one more Inferno tower, and another wizard tower. Inferno tower I don't believe needs another upgrade, but I think adding another Inferno tower would be great for Town Hall 11. Also, you would need a bigger area radius. So we all know that the area is already too small, so you would need a bigger radius for you to add more buildings, because Town Hall 10 is pretty much packed to the rim with the amount of buildings and walls and everything that are inside for Town Hall 10. So you need a bigger radius for Town Hall 11. And also higher hero levels. So they nerfed the higher levels, so you would need to add a few more levels for Town Hall 11. Also, maybe they need to add another hero. Goblin King would be great. He just attacks loot. Maybe helps defend your base. Maybe not. He doesn't need to do that. And these heroes do not need to be strong. They don't need to go to level 45 or 50 or 40 or whatever. They can just go to level 10 or 15 or 20. Just lower level heroes to just kind of help you out. Another one would be Golem Knight. That would be pretty cool. Basically, a hero that just takes, is just a tank, takes the action away from all your other troops. A Wizard Prince. That guy would be pretty cool. A healer princess, that would be pretty cool. A support troop that's a hero, that would be awesome. Or the witch madame, basically a hero that just spreads a bunch of her little skeletons out throughout a base. I think that would be pretty awesome as well. You'd also need to add higher collector levels to your Town Hall 11 to gain up more loot, because you would also need to upgrade probably your storage levels as well, because everything on Town Hall 11 would be ridiculously expensive. So I don't know if they would lower the amount of loot that everything below it costs, Town Hall levels below, or they would just keep adding. That's their biggest thing, is how much things cost already. So adding a Town Hall 11 would be a big change in the amount of resources that they would have to do to level each thing up. So here it is, you guys, my very extensive 2015 wish list. Go ahead and like this video. Thanks, get Supercell's attention on this video. I think I had a lot of great ideas. Let me know what your ideas are and what you guys think my best idea was or my worst idea was. Thank you guys for all your support on this channel. Hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to stay beautiful.